understand from the work that you do that a lot of the folks that you work with, while they may not necessarily be quote-unquote engineers, they certainly are in a field in the work that you do that requires great precision and great exactness about how things get done so that the product that you ultimately deliver to the customer is perfect.
Yes.
How does it feel for you working with individuals who have passions that are different from your own, and passions perhaps that are more what I'll call processor-like than yours certainly are?
Right. Definitely restrictive in some ways, and I think that we definitely approach problems completely differently, and sometimes can't understand one another, and so this is really starting to make sense as to how we're trying to solve the same problem and get to the same place, but sometimes we're coming at it from such different perspectives that it sometimes is hard to come to a solution, maybe as quickly as if we had a better understanding of each other, I think.
So you find sometimes that people don't appreciate perhaps the way you go about things because it's different than the way they go about things, even though you might ultimately arrive at the same place.
Definitely,
okay.
Yeah.
We do very often find that when folks who are on a team have different archetypes, they bring with them a diversity of thought to problems that can be sometimes diametrically opposite from someone else sitting across the table from them.
Right.
And it's only when they start to allow the other person to work through their thought process around the issue that they begin to appreciate, well, we're getting where we want to go anyway. It may not be the way I would have gone about it, but we are getting to where we want to go, so I need to respect the passions of this other person and how they view the world through those passions, as long as we're achieving the results that we're really after.
Right.
Now, I also noticed as I looked through your report that when I look at you in the work environment, and I'm looking at your operational style at work graph, which is on page 15 of your report, at work, you're really showing up as the healer big time. I mean, it's the biggest spike you have. So there's a direct alignment between the passions that you carry and how you're actually showing up in the work environment. And you're also using creator, which is a major piece of who you are. Tell me a little bit about what's going on at work where you're using that creator archetype. What are you doing at work using that artistic side of yourself?
Well, primarily with the marketing of our company, and I would say mostly with the marketing, and I would say somewhat in how probably I deal with customers or with vendors, in that I connect a little bit more with them and their story, and maybe take a little bit more time. But the creator archetype, I would say, shows up mostly in marketing and how to present our product and in that way. Yeah.
So the aesthetic around the look and feel of your promotional materials and that sort of thing is sort of your bailiwick there at the office.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really great because you do have two of the archetypes that you carry in your passion archetype cluster actually having a voice at work every day. When we see that we have no connection between our passions and the styles we're actually using in the work environment, that's when we have to start questioning why.
Okay.
What's going on at work that's not allowing us to be ourselves? What's going on in the work environment that is perhaps restricting the expression of the passions that we carry? And it could be any number of things. It could be the business cycle that you're in at the moment. It could be something going on culturally in the organization that requires that you wear a costume that you're not comfortable wearing, so you show up every day not really being yourself. It could be related to a relationship that you have with somebody who's your boss. Any number of things can cause that to happen, but what we ultimately want to do is be able to be who we are from a passion perspective in all aspects of our lives, and especially at work, since we spend, some 90,000 hours of our lives at work. You really don't want to have to be someone else when you come in every day.